Hey y'all, Jordan from Carolina Sewn Vac here, and today I'm going to show you how to embroider a hat on your 6-needle baby lock or brother. I'm going to use the EPCF 4 cap frame, not the EPCF 3, which looks like this here. If you do have one of these, check the description box. I'm going to link a video to what I've already done. This hat frame is newer. You can use pretty much any kind of ball cap. You can use these like structured hats, dad hats, or even flat brim hats. So I'm going to get in the box, show you what's in it, and we'll go from there. So once you get in the box, the first thing you're going to see on top is this little baggie of adjustment tools. Instruction booklet, your jig, your adapter, and your actual hat frame. This is your jig. I'm going to show you in a minute how we mount this so that you can attach your hat frame to it and then hoop your hat. This is the adapter that makes this piece work on your 6-needle machine. So it's got a lot of screws that lock it in place. I'm going to show you how to attach this in a minute, but that's what that is. And this is your actual hat frame. So this is what your hat is going to be held in and what's going to be attached to your machine to run. You want to grab your jig, and wherever you want to mount it, if you have a nice baby lock table, they actually have the mounting portion on the back side of it, but we're just going to use a table edge right here. So you loosen this up so it'll slide on without any interference until it hits, and then reach under here and just give it a tighten. Just snug it, don't mess your table up. And then you grab your hat hoop, and you're going to line these little openings, you can see those there, line those up with these white wheels like that, and a little bit of pressure. Alright, so once you got your hat, I'm going to be using Richardson 112s. These are pretty much the best there is. They're like the Ricky Bobby of hats. I'm going to show you this because it's hard to get the angle right, but on the bottom of this there's an unlock and a lock. You got to switch to unlock, this will come free. Once you lock it, you're able to ratchet and lock it in place and it doesn't come off. And that's how you get it tight for your hat. So once you've loaded it on there, you're going to flip it to unlock position and take it out. And go ahead and prep your hat. So go ahead and flip out this little sweatband here and get you some stabilizer. This is just a medium tearaway. You can take it and slide it in between these two pieces of metal behind so it'll hold while you hoop your hat. Right. I like to go ahead and take and position my hat in the frame part, the gray part. And line my pieces up. Reach back down here and switch it back to lock. And go ahead and let it get a couple clicks in. Now on your frame here, there's a little middle marker. I would probably take and put that like a red Sharpie on or something just so you can see it better. But you can line the middle seam of your hat up with that, and that's how you're going to make sure that you're centered when you hoop it. So what you want to do is just get this straight. Pull it around and maneuver it however you need to. I like to keep it aligned with this seam right here. That way you can get as low as possible. That's the nice thing about this particular frame. You can really get lower than you could before. So just eyeball it up and get everything locked in. You don't want to over tighten it because it will start to wrinkle down here, and if you go too tight you'll be able to see that after you've embroidered it, and it doesn't look very good. So once you get it tight like that, you're good to go here. And what you just grab at the bottom and push against here, and it'll come right off. Now we're ready to attach our adapter piece. So to do that, you got to take your A-frame off. So we're going to remove 2 screws, 1 and 2. It's the smaller 2 gray screws, not the large one on the very end that you use to adjust your frame size. So lay those to the side, do not lose them. Your frame will just lift off like that. All you need to do to prep your adapter is take this 2 gray screws that look identical to the ones you just pulled out, They are the same, but you get extras. Take those out. And these larger screws, you want to loosen them up, but don't take them all the way out. Now what you do is you feed your free arm, where your bobbin goes, through that square. Slide this all the way back. You may have to finagle it a little bit, but you need to push this all the way back until it stops. I'm going to switch to this angle so I can show you how this lines up. There's two holes on the top of this that you'll see if you look in person. And if you rock it back and forth, there's these little knobs underneath, and they need to line up. And they'll drop in place when they do. That's when you can take your provided screws and install those. You don't need to over tighten those just yet. Alright, I hate freehanding the camera, but to get the right angle to show you, I'm going to have to. So these screws work almost like a set screw on this bracket on the bottom that has these two openings. You want to make sure it's pushed all the way back. You can get underneath there and take a look, and you can definitely see it. You can usually just push on it, and if it doesn't move backwards, you're usually fine. You can go ahead and tighten these down. Just hand tighten them. You don't have to crank them down with a screwdriver or nothing. Push on that, make sure it's good, and give that a tighten. And then you can come and tighten these screws down. And the way that I like to make sure that I have everything in place, make sure your machine's off, you can grab this and real gently rotate it. And if it pulls all the way over and does the same thing on the other side without hitting or feeling funny, you'll know if it's not right. You'll know you're good. And you can flip your machine on and pull your design up now. You're ready to put your hooped hat frame on. I like to put it to the side, just to the left or right, to slide and clear the brim. On the back side here, and I'll give you another angle, there's those little wheels and those openings that you use to put them on the jig. It loads on here the same way. So once you've got it lined up, you give it a little push and it locks in. I like to kind of pull it, make sure everything looks good. Right under here is those little wheels and that little box, and you can look to there and make sure that they're lining up, and then once you push them on, they should snap right in place. Once you're loaded on here, pull up your design, make sure you size it, move it around, verify that your laser is in the center if you got one, and then you're ready to let it go. And to get everything undone, unlock, you basically just do the process in reverse. Move your stabilizer. Flip your sweatband and put your hat all back together. Thank you all for watching today. If you already got this hat hoop, I hope you got yourself a brand new hat. If you don't have this hat hoop yet, give me a call or stop in and mention this video and receive a special discount that's even lower than the online price. If you have any questions at all about hooping the hat or any functionality, drop it in the comments or shoot me an email and get in touch with me somehow. I appreciate y'all watching today, and I'll see y'all in the next one.